From Cox Family Field here at Belson Stadium, we welcome you back for another edition of St. John's Women's Soccer right here on ESPN Plus and YouTube. St. John's coming off of a 2-2 draw against FDU after a loss to the reigning CAA runner-ups just a season ago at Monmouth, falling by a score of 2-0. Their last victory comes right here against Youngstown State to close out the month of August. They'll be facing the Boston College Eagles, coming in 4-1-2, and they are red hot with a grand total of 17 goals and a plus 14 margin coming into this one. Joey Jarzinka back with you. We welcome you here to Belson Stadium. We take a peek at the first 11 for head coach in his 32nd season, Ian Stone, led by Kayla Bauer as the team's goalkeeper, and she started every single match thus far, a 117 goals against average, finding the offensive rhythm for Ian Stone and his Red Storm very, very difficult for now. Has posted just 5 goals, 4 assists, while BC has put up 17 goals along with a grand total of 51 points thus far, and they've only allowed 3 goals against and a .43 goals against. The remainder of the starting 11, Julia Lombardo, Hope Van Toyle, Samantha Goldberg is getting a start. Mia Agresti, Jalen Valasillo, Leah Anand, Emily Riggins, one of the holdovers from a season ago, with Madison Mariani, a crucial part to last season's success off the bench, now getting another start. Telma Steinder's daughter round out the first 11 for St. John's. For BC, on the other side, Olivia Shippey, the junior keeper out of Central Valley, alongside with Sophie Reale, Sophia Lowenberg, and Baylor Goldthwaite out of the back end. St. John's donning their home whites while BC dons their road maroon kits. Meanwhile, it's Goldberg again playing really tough go in the early going with BC, letting go a shot go just wide of Bauer. Georgina Clark, one of our players to watch, the sophomore midfielder out of Hopkinton, Massachusetts, club team FC Stars. Along the end line, BC threatening once again, and we'll have an early corner kick for the Eagles. So 2 early opportunities for the Eagles, testing the back line for St. John's in the early going. Just give or take a minute and a half in. And that ball goes just into the stands along the bleachers, so St. John's will have an opportunity now to push the pace ahead. Non-conference finale today before heading up to UConn next Saturday and then hosting Providence just 4 days later. Again, it was the freshman forward Jalen Valasillo who scored her first 2 collegiate goals, just a grand total of 9 minutes apart against FDU just this past Thursday. Meanwhile, Lowenberg plays it back with Olivia Shippey. Red Storm able to get it back for the time being before BC able to once again pick the pocket. Sophie Reale, the junior forward, leads BC with 5 goals, a transfer from UCLA. Again, head coach Chris Watkins spent 7 seasons out at Gonzaga as the team's head coach, entering his 2nd year up in Boston. So still has a lot of recruiting connections there when we chatted with him earlier this week. Again, a lot of West Coast talent that he's brought in and will continue bringing in as well, and he knows that part of the country very well. Off the throw-in, BC sends it down. Second ball headed back by Goldberg. And now it's Emily Mara. Dribbles around the near touch line, and a throw-in coming in for BC again. Officiating crew in this afternoon's contest: Victor Borgers is the center referee, Herman Garcia, Jose Arana, and Emmanuel Taudenkang is at the table as the fourth. Here's Reale again. And she'll be one of the hardest players to keep an eye out for this Boston College squad. Here comes Lowenberg. And now plays it back comfortably to Goldthwait. Senior transfer out of Wake Forest. Down the lane for Bella Douglas. She tees up from the far touchline, and Reale will let that go toward Kayla Bauer. Again, Kayla Bauer had recorded her career best 6 saves against Monmouth, and eventually being named goalkeeper of the week in the Big East just 13 days ago. Meanwhile, foul heading back the other way. Emily Mara. And drawn by Hope Van Toyle. And despite the Red Storm struggles here to open up this season, definitely not something that you typically see from this Ian Stone-led team. Still possess a near 70% winning percentage here at Belson Stadium. Offside is the call against Van Toyle. St. John's record against Boston College, 5-13-1. First all-time meeting was back in 1989. The last time that these two teams met was 8 years ago to the day, September 14, 2017, where BC had gotten the best of St. John's by a score of 1-0 at the time. Last time St. John's was able to take down the Eagles back on October 12th, 2003, nearly 22 years ago. Batted down by Emily Mara. And letting that roll down along the end line is Mila Lee. Just 7 minutes into this match. Second ball placed down by Valasillo. And a foul heading the other way. Meanwhile, it's Amalia Dre, sophomore defender, who put up a couple of goals to open up this season for FDU and Stonehill. Last season had led the team in minutes as a freshman defender. Meanwhile, placed down by BC. It's Ashley Roberts, and cleared aside by Steinder's daughter. Here's Lee. Again, along the end line, forces another corner kick coming for this BC Eagles squad. Second corner kick coming for the Eagles. It's a short one. Along the edge of the 18, looks to send it in. Punched aside by Bauer. That'll be a throw in for BC and a great defensive effort along the goal line for Kayla Bauer. Along the end line for Mara again, and yet another corner, now the third. Emily Mara recorded the first goal for Boston College in that 3-0 clean sheet victory against UMass on Sunday. Mara followed by Lowenberg and Reale. 6th minute, 55th minute, and the 87th minute of action. And they also had out-cornered their opponent as well, 11-3 at the time. And the fourth corner for the Eagles is unsuccessful, so Bauer will have a goal kick. And that time had bounced right off of the face of Hope Van Toyle. She looks to be all right. Here's Valasillo. St. John's this year with a lot of turnover. I told you about that in the early going, with so many different players on this roster. Meanwhile, sent in again for Hope Van Toyle, and now St. John's will have its first corner kick. Van Toyle out of Leesburg, Virginia, sophomore forward. And headed just over the fingertips of Olivia Shippey. Shot came from Samantha Goldberg, better known as Sammy Goldberg. So redshirt freshman. And Sammy Goldberg, again, did not play a season ago. Had a lot of high expectations from head coach Ian Stone. Saw her just a couple of seasons ago on the USL circuit. Then absolutely dominated throughout the summer. Sent in, but able to grab that from her tippy toes there was Olivia Shippey. Eighth total start for Shippey. A couple of goals allowed, 24 total saves, 4-1-2, with 3 clean sheets, and has faced 53 total shots. And coming into this match, add another one to her ledger. Meanwhile, St. John's and down for Mia Gresti. Over toward Goldberg, intercepted that time by Roberts. Creating a bit of separation there were the Eagles. Mara alongside Reese Dunaway on the run. Now St. John's with another throw-in. Mara able to take it away. Here she comes. Again, right at the edge of the 18, and tried to feed it in front for Sophie Reale, but just too far. Another crucial opportunity for Boston College. Again, St. John's has had a few opportunities. But nothing to show from it. Here's Mara again. Feeds it down the flank for Douglas. And taken away by Steiner's daughter. Chips it ahead again for Reale, but too far. And you haven't seen a whole lot of pressure here for the Johnnies, as we had alluded to a few moments ago. While Steiner's daughter draws the foul. Sends it into the offensive midfield for Daniela Monzon. Here's Leah Anand. And forcing another corner kick for the Red Storm. So a foul that time for Steindersdottir. You look at the offense, the offensive production for St. John's, Madison Mariani, who at times had kind of been that closer in the X factor for St. John's, leads the team with a couple of goals this season. Jalen Valasillo with a couple as well, but everything's really going through Mariani at this point in time. 11 shots, 10 of which are on target. Now we'll see Rielli. Meanwhile, Lowenberg again tries to feed it toward Mara. And that's kind of the game plan here for head coach Chris Watkins. Evidently, between Rielli and Mara are the two that they want to feed it up ahead.
Special groups to today's game, Floral Park Soccer Club and the Garden City Aces. Thank you for your support of St. John's Women's Soccer.
And another goal kick coming for St. John's. Here come the Eagles again. Up ahead, Steindersdottir. Great job forcing the corner. And now Georgina Clark. Set for the corner along the near side of the pitch. Both teams getting handsy inside that 6-yard box. Headed around, punched up top by Sophia Lowenberg. That had gone just too high. The clock stops. So after the hydration break here in the first 45, we continue on with just a little bit over 24 minutes remaining here in this one. Still scoreless. St. John's and BC. Well, ran right into Clark was Valasillo. Second on the team in fouls coming into this match with 6. And Emily Riggins will play it back, but got a foul on Mara. Second ball pushed down by Lowenberg. Vallecillo will be able to cash in. From the free kick, sent in and tried to feed it through toward Vallecillo once more, looking for her 3rd. And turned over here by the Eagles. This time here comes Mariani. Now along the wing. Looks for a cross, headed down, nothing doing that time. St. John's able to get it back, while Sammy Goldberg goes too high. And now here comes Roberts again. This time spinning around Anand. And now it's Mara. Takes it away again. Here come the Eagles. And a great job 1-on-2. Good tackle that time by St. John's. Cleared out by Riggins. Meanwhile, her number counterpart, Lowenberg. Over toward Dre. Reale up top. And again, tried to feed it toward Milla Lee. Milla Lee, freshman forward, 3 goals, 1 assist this year. Has a couple of game winners against Stonehill and Albany. Meanwhile, Janelle Silvestri comes aboard.
Substitution into the game, number 21, Janelle Silvestri. She replaces number 31, Madison Mariani.
And Mariani comes out. After putting up 24. Through the legs again of Monzon. Anand tried to feed it toward like one of her forwards that time, but now it's Reale again. Puts on the brakes. Goldberg trails. And this time able to intercept. Again, BC able to get possession back once more. And again, Clark, Reale again right around the arc and cleared out by the Red Storm. Great job that time by Julia Lombardo to cause the screen. There's Vallecillo. Now pushes ahead toward Monzon. Vallecillo again. And now Goldberg looking to intercept and potentially try and quarterback something here. And spun aside by the freshman Andy Wright. Well, St. John's will have to get back once again. Mara tried to feed it down toward Reale again, looking for her 6th goal of the season, would be in the top 3 in the ACC. In the early going. So they'll try it, Amelia Dre.
Oh, I know. It was high. It was hard to see. Yeah, but you don't get Scott
On that one touch.
shot or not.
Scott is not doing well, man. He hates this new AD so much that, like, I mean, he says he's actively looking for another job. I don't know.
So now BC again leading the way. 3 shots compared to 2. Here comes Reale again. Here's Clark. Clark in front. Nifty footwork that time by Mila Lee. And down for Clark again. And here's Roberts. So another BC throw. Here's Mara. And the Eagles will have yet another throw. Now they're also going to have Snifrider, Eriksdotter. Here's Roberts. And here's Goldthwait now, one of the team's captains. And while here's Mara. And now Monzon. Here's Dre. And another throw in for the Eagles. Here's Roberts again. Nearly taken away again by the Eagles. And now Eriksdotter.
Who's she replacing?
Daniela Monzon.
Will come in for Daniela Monzon.
St. John's substitution checking into the game, number 33, Snifridor Eriksdotter.
And now Tess Barrett, another freshman for BC, comes on and replaces Clark.
Into the game for Boston College, number
Clark
10,
with
Tess
one
Barrett.
shot
She replaces
already.
Clark. Tess Barrett's family's here.
And now Lowenberg will play it back just outside the center circle at midfield. Dre upstairs.
No.
Surprised he hasn't. He is the worst. Like, the worst of the worst.
And sent down for a goal kick.
I think I would hire Christine Anderson.
14 for 5 coming in now, Boston College.
How the hell do you say that? Henchon? Ada Henchon?
Meanwhile, the Norwegian in Ada Henshine.
She replaces Mila Lee.
There's Bella Douglas. And did that go off in Douglas? It looked like it did. So St. John's with a throw for Leah Anand. Another throw in sent back for Lowenberg.
7 for 10. St. John's, 16 for 4. Boston
Molly
College.
McGleam set to come on for the Johnnies. Meanwhile, it's Mara again along the far touchline. St. John's slowly retreating as the Eagles look to get something set up here. And will deflect off of one Red Storm defender. So, a couple of subs coming on with McGlame, while Ellie Slensky comes on for BC.
Into the game for St. John's, number 7, Molly McGlane. She replaces Jalen Valicello.
Off the corner toward Goldthwaite, looks for the header, tries to find some assistance, and just wide.
That one wide left. The one running out of the box right now.
15 or 16? 16.
16. Shot 16 wide.
And Ellie Slinsky
Substitution for Boston
with
College
her
now in the
first.
game. Number 16, Ellie Slensky. She replaces Emily Mara.
Boston College continuing to put the pressure on. Meanwhile, Reale again. Reale spins around, looks for the feed in front for Roberts. Meanwhile, it's Tess Barrett. Now Goldthwaite. Lowenberg ahead for Henshine and goes just wide.
That was a shank.
Meanwhile, it's Sniferdor, Eric's daughter,
Men's or women's?
and then Steinder's daughter. Meanwhile, Leah Anand. And running into each other that time was Slensky and Steinder's daughter. They collide with 9:44 remaining here in this first half. Off the free kick. Tries to get something down the seam. Another Boston College throw-in. And St. John's able to get it back. Silvestri. Down the wing for McGlame. Along the edge of the 18. Nifty footwork by McGlame, and now that's Goldthwait on the defensive side. McGlame tried to feed it back. Meanwhile, Goldthwait. Again, St. John's intercepting this ball. Second ball. Batted down by the Eagles. And nearly falling down, hitting the deck was Slensky. And St. John's able to take it away. Spinning around Emily Riggins. And a foul for the Red Storm. And another throw-in coming for the Red Storm. Again, still 7:27 remaining here in this one. So another throw coming for the Johnnies. Again, in the second half for St. John's, they've been outshot nearly half, 53-21, with a minus 22. Or rather, minus 32 shot differential in the second half, minus 12 in the first. So again, Bella Douglas with another strip. Really good job by BC. And Steinder's daughter. Trying to find McGlame again. Headed down for Ashley Roberts. And now a couple of substitutions coming on for Boston College. One Ava McNeil coming on, as well as Sohana Spencer. So McNeil, the senior forward, comes on. And McNeil takes over. Reali comes off. Meanwhile, Lowenberg, and again, the possession for Boston College definitely outweighing anything that St. John's has been trying to do, or at least attempting to do here. Well, BC again trying to get something connected here. Now here come the Red Storm. With some space. Now it's Silvestri. Silvestri right on target. Stopped by Shippey. And again, not much that we have seen. But just the third shot for the Johnnies. And again, we'll see if that can jumpstart something here. Mia Agresti playing it back toward Bauer. Sent down again toward Goldthwait. Both teams pretty aggressive right now, and again, solid tackle. Now here comes Riggins. Riggins with the left foot. And hit Lowenberg on the way through, trying to feed it toward Hope Van Toyle. Van Toyle making her third start in her 6th match played. Meanwhile, it's Bauer. And again, St. John's having a really tough time really getting it out of their own end, potentially until now. But again, taking away Dre. So throw in for the Eagles, still scoreless with 1 minute and 21 seconds remaining. Now Anand
1 minute remaining in the opening half.
with Douglas able to get away from one. BC right around the arc. Cleared out by St. John's ever so slightly. Really good job. At the last moment.
You say got it.
Got it, thank you.
Now struggling to keep that one in, but
6,
again, we're going to end the first 45 with just a combined 7 shots, while St. John's trailing in that category. 3 corner kicks compared to 6 for BC, and really the possession has been all in favor of the Eagles. Just a few shots of note, a couple for Sammy Goldberg with the one for Janelle Silvestri. And we'll see how that second half begins for St. John's and what adjustments that he's able to put together on the other side of this break here on YouTube and ESPN+. We welcome you back to Cox Family Field at Belson Stadium. St. John's and BC knotted up scoreless here in this final non-conference tilt between these two programs. And again, St. John's playing in their final non-conference, BC playing in their final non-conference match. The Eagles with 4 shots, 3 shots for St. John's. 8 fouls compared to 3, plus 5 in favor of St. John's in that category. BC doubled up St. John's in the corner category, 6-3. And we've seen a grand total of 1 save for Kayla Bauer, Olivia Shippey with 2 saves. Meanwhile, on the flip side for Boston College, 4 different shot takers in Ellie Selinsky, Sophia Lowenberg, Ashley Roberts, and Georgina Clark. St. John's set to kick this off, and we're underway here in the second 45.
21, we're good.
Now a throw-in with BC now heading from right to left. Again, Georgina Clark posted 30 minutes in the first half. Told you a little bit about Amelia Dre early on. Made a couple of game winners to open up this season. Meanwhile, Lowenberg trying to find Mara down the wing, and a throw in for the Johnnies. Physical play continuing for both of these squads, while another throw in for the Johnnies again. And no outlet for the Eagles. While Dre again looks to create something.
25 on 24. BC free kick.
While Riggins guilty for the foul against Reale. Here's Lowenberg again. Just millimeters over the head of Reale. Able to get it right back is Clark. Towards the top of the 18. Taken away again by Mara. Here's Reale. And a bit of miscommunication. Cleared out by the Red Storm. Slinsky. And that time off of Vallecillo, but BC again. Vallecillo. Now it's Silvestri. Eagles retain control. Now Agresti. With Monzon. Now the pair of 21s doing battle with a deep throw in for St. John's. So goal kick coming for BC. It's kind of been a possession overload for the Eagles and not a whole lot for St. John's, controlling the pace. Nearly losing an edge was Douglas. Now here's Lombardo. Good takedown by Vallecillo. And now Roberts. And Slinsky. Lowenberg with Amelia Dre. Lowenberg, the spin around Emily Mara. There's Georgina Clark. Lowenberg. Off the chest that time for Slinsky. And now is Douglas inside, and Bauer moves to her left to make the grab. Here's Roberts. Feeds it inside for Reale. Great job taken away by Steinder's daughter. Riggins. Vallecillo. Poked away by Andy Wright. Steinder's daughter nearly had her pocket picked, while Bauer tries to clear it.
Bill Wennington just casually walking out. Bucks gonna go nuts.
Watching the Delaware State versus Virginia.
That time, Goldthwait.
football match.
Bucks gonna go, Mr. Wennington.
Meanwhile, it's Georgina Clark.
Now his son is
Now Mara.
associate director of gift plan for Boston College. Or at Boston College. I didn't know he still works for the Wolves.
He's a radio guy.
Here's Goldthwait.
He's like the nicest guy.
Yeah, he's super.
Now Douglas. Over toward Robert. She lets one go and batted away by Bauer. As that ball was trending toward the upper 90. Bauer was able to make that stop. Now, seventh corner for Boston College. Clark on the corner out for Goldthwait. Sends it to the edge of the box. Another chip in and goes high and out of the bleachers. And a goal kick coming up for Bauer and the Red Storm.
So she left literally for like 2 weeks, and then like she didn't want to be in a like an assistant anymore because she's in physical therapy school, and then
Get ready to stop off.
Here's Douglas
He hasn't given me that
stuff
stuff off.
off.
and Valasillo. She's down.
Stoney called me and he was like, put her back on the roster. She missed us too much. She's gonna volunteer.
What a move to give up your salary and then later be like, nah, JK.
Death clock.
Now Valasillo comes back on with Reale. Right on target for Bauer. Meanwhile, it'll be Leanna Ruiz making her first appearance of the match for Valasillo in a few short moments. It's Monzone. Valasillo got taken down again. And the clock's going to stop again. And she's really been taking a beating here.
17 for 10. Louise for Valasillo. It's Leanna.
Leanna?
Yeah.
Not Liana? Leanna? Pretty short.
That's what she told me.
So Ruiz will make her 7th appearance in the wake of Valasillo.
Change on substitution into the game, number 17, Leanna
And again,
Ruiz.
she's
She
taken
replaces
a
Jayla
beating
Valasillo.
here in this match. Ruiz in the same week as Kayla Bauer earned Big East Goalkeeper of the Week, also earned Freshman of the Week. Well, here come the Johnnies again. Here's Monzone. Monzone at the edge of the 18.
Shot 11 block.
Yeah, shot 11 block.
Ruiz with a couple of points against Youngstown State, which eventually propelled her into earning conference recognition. Ruiz. Again, tried to feed it in front. Headed back down. Here's Goldthwaite. Riggins. Good physical play that time by Monzone. Alongside Lowenberg. Goldthwaite. Now Roberts comes away with it. And Steinder's daughter. Over toward Clark again, and now it's Mara. Team's 8th corner for Boston College.
7 on the corner for BC.
Good job defensively by St. John's to force BC to retreat. Here's Slinsky. Batted down by Steinder's daughter again. And another Boston College throw. Fantastic defensive effort by the Red Storm.
St. John 31 for 21. 31 for 21.
Meanwhile, sent in for Clark right along the end line, with Monzon trying to clear it, and right through the legs of Roberts will force another throw in. So goal kick with Mariani coming back on the pitch for Silvestri.
Back into the game, number 31, Madison Mariani.
3 saves for Bauer, while Shippey just a couple. Meanwhile, here come the Johnnies the other way. It's Ruiz. And a great job by Lowenberg. Able to extend for the slide. And to take away any potential threat. So a foul back.
35 on 4.
And Emily Mara
Yeah, just put it for as that, and then if we need to go back and fix it, we can.
That's real good and all, but that's just
So Boston College with a free kick. Really finding into no man's land that time. Here's Roberts. Lets one go, and Bauer with another stop. Here's Dre. Roberts feeds it ahead to Mara along the end line, and another goal kick coming for the senior.
Yeah, they haven't been. They always cheered, but they haven't been this loud in any other game. This was definitely like a.
if I had to guess, from getting on that one low energy in practice or something like that.
Yeah, or after blowing a 2-goal lead to FDU.
Yeah.
Over the course of 2 minutes and 44 seconds.
Really?
Yeah. Some of the worst goals
Cleared
I've
out.
ever seen in Division I soccer for both teams.
And a clear push that time by Reali. Clock stops. And now for the hydration break
I'm going to do the volleyball routine.
here in the second half.
Fans, the volleyball team
23:36
back at
remaining
Carnesecca Arena on Friday, September 26th, when the Red Storm takes on Villanova at 7
here in
p.m.
this match.
For more
Still
information,
scoreless
RedStormSports.com.
between BC and St. John's. So Reese Dunaway
Write that down.
and Sniferdor Eriksdotter will come back on the other side of this water break. Scoreless with 23:36 remaining here in the 67th minute of play. Shots are 7-4, 4-2 in shots on goal, 9-3 in corner kicks for Boston College. Again, it's been really a possession match for a majority of this match. Not really seen a whole lot. Here you've seen a whole bunch of opportunities for Ashley Roberts with 3, while Goldberg has 2, and there really has not been a whole lot after.
Tyler, can you read the subs for Andrew?
Yeah, 22 for 3 for St. John's,
22 for 3.
Now here's Ruiz
33 for 11,
with Van Toyle.
10 for 16,
And again, Goldthwait able to take it back, nearly intercepted by Mariani. Would have been one heck of a...
starting at 33 for 11.
Those are all BC.
No, 33 for 11 was St. John's.
So 22
Two, two for St. John's. The first 2 were St. John's, and the second 2 were Boston College.
So then BC was 10 for 16 and 5 for 15.
Now here's Lowenberg with Dre again. Now Goldthwait.
Yes. Reese Dunaway and Sniferdor.
Checking into the game for St. John's, number 22.
Riggins
Reese
nearly
Dunaway.
intercepted.
Number 33, Sniferdor Eriksdotter. Into the game for Boston College, number 10.
Here's Dunaway once more.
And number 5, Lila Lee.
Mariani.
Oh, they lost a shoe. Somebody lost a shoe.
And too far for Dunaway.
Yeah, stop it.
What happened? They lost a shoe.
They lost a shoe.
BC girl.
BC, bro.
BC girl.
Here's Barrett again, and nearly taken away by St. John's again. Hope Van Toyle. We've called her name a little bit more as that ball had gone through the legs that time of Dre. And now Shippey. And Mara hits the deck hard. And another throw in for Boston College. Barrett back for Goldthwait, while Dre plays it back for Lee. Down for Eriksdotter. And now Mariani. Trying to create some sort of separation.
They still rank.
And now Hope Toyle.
First team ever to run to the ranks.
Here's Reali.
Granted, they lost to the number 5 team in the country and the number now like 8 team.
Mariani
Eventually win.
with an opportunity 1-on-3, looking for some help, finds Ruiz. Ruiz lets one go just to the right of Olivia Shippey.
They're not going to be in a conference championship if it's a tie.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because it's Notre Dame, and if they have a reason to put Notre Dame in, it's Notre Dame.
If it's between Notre Dame and a 10-2 Big Ten team.
Well, a 10-2 and Big Ten team.
Attempted tackle. And won that time by BC again.
Or 6, whatever.
That's 6.
Is that 6? 22 and 6. That's 5.
It's going to come down to 10-2 Notre Dame and 12-1, 11-2 Georgia Tech after they lose in the ACC title game. They'll put Notre Dame.
They should put 9 and
Mariani. And now Tess Barrett lets one go and just wide of Bauer. The leaping Bauer with another spectacular look.
Did we get the substitution?
No, we did not. She's still wearing the vest, too. I don't know if
Who's the sub?
Boston College 15 for 24.
Thank you.
So Ashley Roberts will come back on for Reale.
Coming in now.
Checking back into the game for Boston College's number 15, Ashley Roberts. She replaces Sophie Reale.
Now here's Van Toyle. Looks for some assistance and finds Mariani. Along the wing, nifty footwork, 1-on-2.
Yeah.
And lets one go for Shippey. Just the third save of the match for the BC keeper.
Foul, it's a
Barrett looked like she tried to avoid the
blonde girl at the bun. She doesn't really matter.
10. 10.
meanwhile Lowenberg. Over toward Mara. Throw in for St. John's. Deep in their defensive third.
Vandy would have to win in Tuscaloosa, then home against LSU the next week, home against Missouri, at Texas, and home against Auburn,
Yeah, that's
home
fine.
against Kentucky, at Texas.
You look at BC,
They can do
and their next contest comes against Pitt. Their schedule does not get any easier. Thursday, the 18th, 7 p.m. start. Can also be seen right here on ESPN Plus and the ACC Network Extra. Lowenberg. And now Barrett. Roberts, and able to take that away was Dunaway.
Did you see Brian Kelly berate the cover account media last night?
With Dre
Most unlikable human being.
I watched
and Lowenberg.
I watched
On a give and go back to Dre.
and 5 minutes into it.
And here's Barrett again, able to get away from Agresti. Here's Barrett with a lot of space. Barrett lets one go just wide of Barrett. So Bauer watches that one go from Barrett. And now a sub for St. John's coming on. So Lombardo returns to the match.
Back into the game
While
for St.
Agresti
John's is
checks
number
out.
3, Julia Lombardo. She replaces Mia Agresti.
There's Clark. Off of Dunaway. Spins around for Mariani. And now it's Eric's daughter. And just too much for Van Toyle to handle. And again, St. John's next Saturday at UConn before returning home against Providence in just 10 days, the 24th of September. 7 p.m. right here from Cox Family Field at Belson Stadium.
St. John's substitution back in the game is number 11, Daniela Monzon. She replaces.
So Monzon returns.
Eric's daughter.
Yeah, if it's tied, so on every step, ask him what to reset the clock to.
Just like,
What should it be reset to?
Yeah, just flip it.
wait, it has to stop inside 15 now?
15 minutes on tie being, so for either team or the winning team.
Yeah, but it used to be 5 minutes now.
Yeah, they
it's
extended
15.
it to 15 2 years ago.
And now here's Lowenberg.
I should have known that considering is that just women's?
No, it's both.
No reset.
But some reps don't signal it. Like when
St.
I'm
John's Pro. Or BC.
So now a Boston College attempt.
and they did not signal for it. But then the other day they did, where you're supposed to do it.
I do not recall that last year, and I was the SID for a men's soccer team that went to NCAA.
There's Wright.
Are they this year?
Not as good. He went so heavy after COVID kids.
And sent down for Mariani, just too far.
Unless you're seeing that men's basketball.
Here's Dre. Playing it out of the back were the Eagles. And now Mara. That time was Steinder's daughter. And now Lowenberg. Another throw in.
No, I
They
actually
want the
don't.
win badly, as does St. John's. Again, they're trailing in shots 9-6. The Johnnies are.
That is also kind of what scares me, because that's exactly what we were Mike Anderson's first year. And it's
Here come the Johnnies, sent in front.
Yeah.
Lombardo. And now Shippey will retrieve. And now Roberts. Here's Lee. Another throw in.
In state, and I forget who. Might have been multiple.
Is that sub coming in? It looks like, yeah.
So 9:51 remaining
Boston College
here in this second
substitution back in
half.
the game is number 24, Sophie
Meanwhile,
Reale.
Reale
She replaces
returns.
Roberts.
And Slinsky will make her return as well in a few short moments. Well, BC looks to up the pressure right around that 18-yard box. too much of a tackle that time for Lee. So Mila Lee.
5 and 23 St. John's.
Monzon spins around to try and find some sort of wiggle room. Cannot do so as Barrett takes it away. Here come the Eagles again, and another throw in for the Red Storm. Headed back by Reale, and here's an opportunity for BC. Sniffed out nicely by the Red Storm. Battle for the ball. Here come the Red Storm with Van Toyle. Mariani. One-on-one with Lowenberg. Mariani looks for some assistance, but just not timed up properly. Reale. Lee. Clark with the left foot over toward Reale again. And Lee got taken down just outside by Leah Anand. So BC with a marquee opportunity here with Reale and Lowenberg. Clock continues to tick. Just a few ticks under 7 minutes remaining here in this second half. Lowenberg. Now batted down and blocked that time. Now BC in front. That's Barrett over the head of Lee. Barrett along the edge of the 18. Tries to send it back in. And a good defensive effort by one of the team's captains in Emily Riggins for the Red Storm. Meanwhile, Slinsky.
Boston College substitution back into the game is number 16, Ellie Slensky. She replaces Tess Barrett.
And another foul in that corner. Now here's Georgina Clark off the set piece and cleared out. For now, Andy Wright will play it back. And nothing doing as Wright tried to feed it in. Throw in for Boston College again. And losing an edge that time was Baylor Goldthwaite. Looks like some clear runway for Reese Dunaway. Throw in for the Johnnies. Monzon too much. Results. Throw in for the Eagles.
Yeah, 20 is throwing in for BC on the near side.
Monzon takes it away, and now it's Mariani. Monzon again, and another good slide from right.
Hey, Ralph, how are you?
What's up, Ralph?
3:10 remaining here. Now it's Mara.
Yes, yeah, we should have it coming.
Reagan's nice job here for Mariani.
You told me 5, Kevin.
Now Reale hammers it down.
6 is actually better.
Yeah, 5 is too soon.
Now Lombardo.
Really be calling you right now.
And just over the head of Ruiz. But St. John's able. Here's Ruiz. Looks for Mariani up ahead. Mariani in the arc. Looks for some help. Mariani sends it back by Monzon, just too high. Another grand opportunity for the Red Storm, but now 97 seconds remaining here in this match. Still scoreless. Mariani up top. Mara. Along the end line, she and Dunaway. Along the end line results in a BC corner kick.
One minute remaining.
Kyle, you gotta change the hat.
Crucial corner kick for BC. Pinballs around. And along the end line, a goal kick for Bauer.
Yeah, just do it now before they look up the score.
Well, BC 24 seconds away from its third draw, while St. John's posts its second draw in now 15 seconds.
10.
And a foul
8.
on St. John's. We'll see if BC can get something going. The clock stops at 4.1 seconds. And now one final attempt for BC with 4.1 seconds. Still in the air, pinballs down, and that's how this match comes to a close. Is nil on both sides, so clean sheet recorded for both keepers in Olivia Shippey and Kayla Bauer. St. John's moves to 2-3-2. BC, they finished their non-conference season 4-1-3, and St. John's will be back here inside Cox Family Field at Belson Stadium on the 24th of September against Providence. We'll see you all then, 7 p.m. on ESPN+.